Hey everyone, and welcome back to Crypto Cortex today. We're diving into a massive move from one of crypto's biggest players that could completely reshape the financial landscape. We're talking about Kraken, and they just made a $100 million play that signals a huge shift, not just for them, but for the entire industry. So grab your coffee, get comfortable, and let's break down what this means for you, your investments, and the future of finance. Kraken, a name most of you know as a top-tier crypto exchange, just announced they've acquired a company called Small Exchange. Now, this isn't just any small acquisition. Small Exchange is a U.S. licensed and regulated futures exchange. This is a crucial detail. By buying them for a reported $100 million, Kraken isn't just buying a company. They're buying a license, a regulatory framework, and a direct ticket into a fascinating and potentially explosive market. Prediction markets. So, what exactly are prediction markets? Think of them as the stock market for real-world events. Instead of betting on a company's stock price, you're trading contracts based on the outcome of an event. Will a certain political candidate win an election? Will the Federal Reserve raise interest rates next month? Will a specific movie break a box office record? In a prediction market, you can buy yes or no shares on these outcomes. If you're right, your shares become valuable. If you're wrong, they're worthless. It's a way to trade on your knowledge and insights about the world, not just about corporate balance sheets. This is where it gets really interesting. Kraken is moving beyond just being a place to buy and sell Bitcoin or Ethereum. They're positioning themselves to become a platform where you can trade on almost anything. The acquisition of Small Exchange gives them the legal and technical infrastructure to offer what are known as event contracts to U.S. customers. This is a game changer. For years, prediction markets have been a niche, often operating in regulatory gray areas. With a major, reputable exchange like Kraken stepping in, it's like the industry is finally graduating to the big leagues. Now, let's talk about why this matters so much. Firstly, this shows a significant maturation of the crypto industry. We're moving from a speculative, isolated ecosystem into a world where crypto companies are integrating with and even competing against traditional financial institutions. They're not just creating new assets, they're creating new ways to interact with the entire financial system. This move by Kraken is a clear signal that they see their future not just in crypto, but in the broader world of financial products. They're expanding their menu, and this could open up massive new revenue streams for them. Think about it from Kraken's perspective. The crypto trading market is incredibly competitive. Fees are getting lower, and every exchange is fighting for the same pool of users. By branching out into prediction markets, Kraken creates a unique selling proposition. They can attract a whole new type of user, someone who might be more interested in politics or sports than in the technicals of blockchain, but who still wants to trade on their opinions. This diversifies their business and makes them less dependent on the volatile swings of the crypto market alone. But what does this mean for you, the average user or investor? Well, it could mean a lot more options. Imagine a single platform where you can manage your Bitcoin portfolio, trade stocks, and also place a trade on the outcome of the next Super Bowl or presidential election. This convergence of services is all about creating a one-stop shop for finance. It simplifies things for users and gives them more ways to leverage their knowledge. If you're an expert in a particular field, prediction markets could offer a way to monetize that expertise in a way that wasn't easily accessible before. However, with great power comes great responsibility. And in the world of finance, that means great regulation. This is the other side of the coin. As crypto companies like Kraken move into more traditional financial arenas, they're stepping directly into the spotlight of regulators like the CFTC, the Commodity Futures Trading Commission. The CFTC is the body that oversees futures and derivatives in the U.S., and they will be watching this development very, very closely. By acquiring a licensed entity, Kraken is playing by the rules, which is a smart move. It shows they're serious about compliance and long-term sustainability. But it also means they'll be subject to a much higher level of scrutiny. Every new product they launch, every event contract they list, will have to pass regulatory muster. This could slow down innovation compared to the move fast and break things ethos that defined the early days of crypto. The regulators' main concern is consumer protection. They want to make sure these markets are fair, transparent, and not easily manipulated. So, while this move opens new doors, it also comes with a lot more rules to follow. This tension between innovation and regulation is going to be one of the defining stories of the next few years. On one hand, you have the potential for incredible new financial tools that give more power to individuals. On the other hand, you have the need to protect consumers and maintain financial stability. Kraken's move is placing them right at the center of this debate. Their success or failure in navigating this will set a precedent for the entire industry. Let's also consider the broader impact on the market. If Kraken's venture into prediction markets is successful, you can bet that every other major exchange will be scrambling to follow suit. We could see a wave of acquisitions and partnerships as companies like Coinbase, Binance, and others try to build or buy their way into this space. This could lead to an explosion in the popularity and liquidity of prediction markets, transforming them from a niche hobby into a mainstream financial activity. This also raises fascinating philosophical questions about the nature of information and markets. The theory behind prediction markets is often called the wisdom of the crowd. The idea is that if you get enough people with diverse knowledge to trade on an outcome, the market price will often be a surprisingly accurate forecast of the probability of that event happening. For example, if a contract for candidate A will win the election is trading at 60 cents, it implies the market believes there's a 60% chance of that happening. As Kraken brings these markets to millions of new users, we might find that they become one of the most powerful forecasting tools we've ever created. So to sum it all up, Kraken's $100 million acquisition of Small Exchange is far more than just a business deal. It's a strategic pivot that signals the convergence of crypto and traditional finance. It's a bet on a future where you can trade on anything, from the price of Bitcoin to the winner of the World Cup, all on one platform. This move promises new opportunities and revenue for Kraken and more powerful tools for users. But it also brings them squarely into the domain of strict financial regulation, creating a high-stakes balancing act between innovation and compliance. What Kraken is doing here is laying down a marker. They are declaring that the future of finance is integrated, diverse, and accessible. The coming months and years will be fascinating to watch as they roll out these new products and as regulators respond. This could be the start of a whole new chapter for the crypto industry, one where it grows beyond its origins and becomes a foundational part of our global financial system. What do you guys think about this move? Are you excited to trade on prediction markets, or are you worried about the increased regulation it might bring? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. I read every single one, and I'm really curious to hear your take on this. And that's all for today's deep dive. If you found this breakdown helpful and want to stay ahead of the curve on the biggest trends in crypto and finance, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out and ensures you won't miss our next video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.